Okay, so here is how to use Canvas. When you go to Canvas, it's canvas.pdx.edu. You'll see all of the courses that you're signed up for. You just click on one of the courses, and in the student view, there we go, looks like this. It'll tell you, welcome to class. Please click here. Click the giant here button, and it will tell you all the instructions for the beginning of this class, what to do. Please, I'm begging you, read all of these instructions. I keep getting questions from people who have not read these instructions. The answer to the questions are in these instructions. Everything you need is in the assignments tab to submit your assignments. If you show by date, it'll show it by date. If you show by type, it'll show by how I'm talking about it in the instructions. So I highly recommend you show by type, which also shows by date. So there's that. In the assignments, there's the late assignment tab. If you missed an assignment, just submit it into the late assignment tab. You don't have to ask me. You don't have to get permission. Just put it in the tab, and I will give you 1 point if you put your late assignment in the late assignment tab. If you respond to someone else's late assignment, I'll give you a point too. And that way, you won't fall behind in your points because all of the assignments are worth 2 points. 1 point for your initial post, 1 point for replying to someone else's post. I keep the instructions each week in the announcements. So every week, there's the announcements. If you didn't get the email, they're in the announcements. They're also in the modules. In the modules, again, that welcome letter is there. The syllabus is here. And every week, I post the instructions in here. So there's 3 places for instructions: the email that I send to you, the announcements, and in the modules itself. Plus, if you just look at each assignment, it gives you the instruction for each assignment for what to do. Please make sure that you go to your mentor section. If you are in university studies taking this class, the mentor section is required. There's a book group. If you don't know what book group you are in, click on the very first thing. Well, let's see, wait a minute. Well, no, there's no date and all that. Well, let's do student view. Oh, no, show by type, show by date. Either way, the very first link, it says book groups. Click on that, and it will tell you what book group you are in. There's also the book group logs. Every week, I ask you to post about your book group. For example, you could say, I bought my book. I read to page 20. I finished the book. Here are my thoughts. And this is supposed to be designed so that every week you can, I read to page 20 and this is what I'm thinking. So that by the time you get to the book group presentation, you'll have notes every week that will help you with your presentation at that time. There's also link of the week, which is meant to empower you as students to find your own sources of information, because a lot of the information that I have is in fact kind of old because I've been doing this for a while. And that's the point. I want you to find where something is old, where something is still relevant, and where something needs to be updated. And that's what the link of the week is for. If you're not in university studies, you're just in a regular class, like the Women of Color in the U.S. or the Gender and Body Image class, then it's the same sort of, what do I want to say, format. You have your late assignments you can show by date, show by type. You have your late assignments here. You have all of the assignments here. You have modules over here that have the welcome letter, the syllabus, and then all of the assignments, and they are also in the announcements. That is all similar. Just if you are in a women's studies class that's body image, women of color, any of those other classes that are not part of university studies, you do not have a mentor section and a book group. You're just in a women's studies class. And you can find the texts for your class are in the syllabus on page 2 of the syllabus, which is right here. If you have any other questions that are outside of the instruction, then please feel free to ask. But if you have a question and it's already in the instructions, I will take a while to answer you because the answer is in the instructions. And I have several classes, as you can see. I teach several classes, not even at just PSU, but also at other universities. I have other jobs. I've got a lot of stuff to do. So I'm not going to take the time to repeat myself if the answers to your questions are in the instructions. So I'm begging you, please read the instructions.